So do you really think that the only way that you can lose weight is to give up every single food that you love? The answer is no. But a lot of Christian men actually think that getting in shape means eating plain chicken, broccoli, and rice forever. It's not true. They think that fat loss has to feel miserable. It's not true. They think that if they want desserts, pizza, burgers, or fun meals, they are automatically going to be failing no matter what. It's not true. That mindset is one of the biggest reasons that keep people starting over and not losing weight. So in this video, I want to show you guys how as Christian men we can finally lose weight without living on a miserable diet and without feeling like fitness has to take over our whole life, because it doesn't. For those of you that don't know who I am, hey, my name is Matthew. I am an online fitness coach, also a pastor. So my goal in life is to help people steward their bodies well in every single way, shape, and form as men of God that they're supposed to be, at the same time growing them in their spiritual walk, because I believe the two are supposed to mingle with each other, because we are the temple of God, but also called to have faith, and faith without works is dead. And I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, I want you to know that I have not always been this guy. I've not always been the skinny guy. I've not always been the muscular guy. I've not always been the intentional guy. I actually gained a lot of weight and was very uncomfortable in my body for a long period of time. If you don't know and you haven't seen my video, you can go ahead and find it on my page on this YouTube video, but I've got a whole testimony video going over all that. You can go and watch that. I'm not going to rehash it here, but I just want to let you know that I tried approaches that felt like they were super strict and unrealistic. I thought that eating healthy meant that eating boring food and cutting out everything enjoyable was the only way. I had this all or nothing mindset that kept me stuck, and what finally changed is learning how fat loss actually works and then applying it in a sustainable way to my life, and realizing that it's not going to work for everyone the way it works for me, in the same way that it might work for somebody else, but it's not going to work for my schedule. It's not going to work for my lifestyle. So all of that to say, I didn't get results overnight. I didn't get results just because I tried harder than the next person. I mingled or merged my walk with Christ and my weight loss journey together, and the results just became consistent, and it was amazing. So I want to clarify this point. I wasn't perfect, but I was persistent. I wasn't complete in all of my knowledge, but I was consistent in making sure that I gained more. So once I understood that weight loss was not about punishment, it was about stewardship and consistency, everything started to change, and it can change for you too. So here's the real problem. Most men actually think that weight loss is about restriction, but in all reality, it's just about life change. That's it. Now, y'all are like, oh, life change. That's huge. Yeah, life change. The reason you're fat, and I can say that because I was fat. I'm talking to myself right now. The reason you're fat is because you're making fat decisions. So the issue then becomes that men then want to take themselves and start making a ton of skinny boy decisions too quickly. Let me explain. So whenever you are trying to lose weight, you want to put yourself in what's called a calorie deficit. That means that you burn more calories than you are consuming on a day-to-day basis. There's calories in the foods that we eat and the drinks that we drink. So we have to be aware of what we're putting in our bodies, and that then allows us to know, okay, am I eating more, drinking more than I'm burning on a day-to-day basis? Now, there's a lot of variables that play into that, like your BMI and simply burning calories. Like I'm burning calories now just by simply breathing, blinking, thinking, using my body. It's the way God made it. So I'm not going to get into the math of it. If you want to learn more about that, then I'm sure you can go find a video on my YouTube channel or look it up on anywhere. It'll explain it, a calorie deficit. But a lot of guys will slash their calories way too low. So say, for example, we've got a 300-pound individual and they're wanting to lose about 50 pounds. Their maintenance calories might be, depending on their work ethic, or not their work ethic, but their place of employment, how old they are, might play a role into this. But let's say that their maintenance calories, to maintain 300 pounds, they have to eat 3,000 calories a day, right? So they eat 3,000 calories a day on the line for about 6 months. They'll maintain that 300 pounds. So how do you lose weight? You do the exact same things that you always do, but now you're going to cut your calorie intake by about 200. Now you're not going to lose weight as fast, but you're going to start losing weight. The other thing that, taking that same example, say we cut off, instead of 200 calories, Now we're cutting off 500 calories. So instead of 3,000 calories, you're going to be consuming 2,500 calories a day. You're going to lose weight faster than if you would only cut 200 calories off. I hope that's starting to make sense, but this is the issue that a lot of guys do. The guy that's at 300 pounds, supposed to be eating 3,000 calories a day to maintain, is cutting his calories by 2,000 and only eating 1,000 calories a day. That is way too hard and not healthy. It is not healthy for you because you need a certain amount of fats, carbohydrates, and proteins, which is the three things that make up calories, in order to maintain your cognitive function, in order to retain your muscles, to build, repair your muscles like protein does. Carbohydrates give you fast-term burning energy you can use in the moment. Fats are used and can help you regulate your hormones. All of these things are necessary, right? I see a lot of guys slash their calories way too low. Don't do that. A lot of guys remove every one of their favorite foods all at once. You don't have to remove any of your favorite foods. As long as it fits into that calorie deficit, go for it. I love Fruity Dino Bites. I know that one bowl of Fruity Dino Bites is 140 calories. Is any of that going to add anything to my nutrition whatsoever? It's straight carbs. No, but I enjoy it, and I fit it around all the protein that I'm eating throughout the day, all the fats that I'm eating throughout the day, and I'm making sure that I'm having a well-balanced diet with it. So it's a favorite food. I don't get rid of it. I just fit it in where it needs to be. A lot of guys also, they rely on motivation instead of structure. So instead of having a plan, they just go by their feelings and their emotions. Like 1 week, they're eating super strict. Then the next week, because they're not motivated anymore, they're right back to eating the way they used to be. Some guys, they'll eat super strict during the week, or then maybe even on the weekends, they reward themselves because they did really good. But in all reality, they're destroying all the progress they made during the week by eating 3,000, 4,000 calories on the weekend, even though they have a calorie deficit Monday through Friday. A lot of guys even feel the guilt every single time that they eat something enjoyable when they are in a calorie deficit. And I'm here to tell you, as I tie in the faith side of things now, God did not call us to live in a chaos world. He did not, let me articulate this. He did not call us to live in chaos with our choices. He called us to stewardship, not to starvation. He called us to discipline, not self-hatred. Taking care of your body should come from a place of gratitude, obedience, and worship, not shame. In 1 Corinthians 6, 19 through 20, it says, "Or do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own. You were bought with a price. So glorify God in your body." So how do we apply this to our lives? We have to glorify God with our body. It's not about earning his love and hoping that Jesus is going to love you. He loves you. But in Scripture, Jesus even says, "Those who love me obey my commandments." And one thing we don't talk about here in America is staying away from gluttony, staying away from over-consuming, staying away from eating like a slob. And that's what I was doing. But because I saw everybody else in my life was doing the same exact thing, not thinking about what they were eating, not thinking about how it was affecting their body, I just thought it was normal. And then people would come up to me and be like, "Man, you need to go to the gym." Look, the gym's maybe going to do 5% about your weight loss as anything else is going to go. You want to know how to lose weight? It's 80% your diet. That's it. 80% of it's your diet. I've got clients that have lost over 50 pounds literally just by being in a calorie deficit. They don't go to the gym. All I do is they get steps, they drink water, they also drink a lot of sugar-free soda, and they eat in a calorie deficit. That's it. They're losing weight. It's that simple. When we tie in our faith, we recognize that weight loss is about managing what God's already given to us and stewarding it well. So I want to clarify this. I want to teach this very clearly. I already hinted on it on the beginning of this video. But weight loss happens when you consistently eat in a calorie deficit. I'm not saying about a week. I'm not saying 2 weeks. I'm saying consistently across the board. Now, on average, if you did a crazy cut, you should be losing no more than 2 pounds a week in your calorie deficit. But if you're in a calorie deficit, consistently, not when you're cutting carbs, not cut sugar completely, not only eating clean, Not you suffer more than everybody else. When I simply explain this, you can eat the foods that you enjoy and still lose weight. The issue is not only one food, one group. The issue is the amount that you are eating consistently over time. So, for example, one guy can eat grilled chicken and rice all week, but still overeat and not lose weight. For example, if this guy's calorie maintenance calories is 2,000 calories, and he's eating 3,000 calories of rice and chicken every single day, he's going to gain weight. Another guy could eat a burger, dessert, late night snack, date night meal in his week, still lose weight because his overall intake throughout the whole week was controlled. You do not gain weight because you ate one cookie. You gain weight because your overall habits are out of alignment. So this is how I like to structure this for my clients. There's cycles. Man gets motivated, throws away everything he likes to eat, goes ultra strict, feels deprived, the cravings build. He has one bad meal, he thinks he fails, binge eats, starts over Monday. Because restriction without understanding creates rebellion against the structure God has in place for us to maintain and to lose and to gain weight. So when you label food as completely off limits, you often are giving them way too much power over yourself. It's almost like whenever Jesus showed this beautiful imagery, and I know this is out of context, but it's also it's not technically out of context because he's literally saying like kill and eat this stuff. Peter's praying on the roof before he's approached by the Gentiles, and Jesus gives him a vision of a practically like this sheet coming down with all these unclean animals like pigs and hooved things that Jewish people could not eat. He says kill and eat. Now obviously in this particular part of scripture, Jesus is telling him, hey, the Gentiles can now receive the message of Jesus and receive the Holy Spirit and receive salvation, which is awesome. But at the same time, it's also a breaking down of there's nothing unclean. It's not what goes in a mouth that defiles a man. It's what comes out of his mouth. Like it's no longer about the food. So whenever we're saying and putting foods off limits, we're giving them the power, not ourselves. So a better approach to life, to tie in a better mindset, just like what Romans 12:2 says, to be transformed through the renewing of your mind, is to learn portion control, to learn better awareness of what we are consuming so we can make educated decisions moving forward to make better choices the next time. A better approach would be learning how to fit in enjoyable foods into a bigger plan of life. Like, I absolutely love chocolate. Nutella is my favorite. Every single day, the past couple of weeks, I have had Nutella. Just to put in perspective, 2 tablespoons, which is not a whole lot more than you think it is. 2 tablespoons is 200 calories. 200 calories. That's a lot of calories for 2 tablespoons. And I could eat the whole jar in one sitting. But I make room for it. And by me making room for it, it becomes more enjoyable because I know that it's a treat. It's not just a normal occurrence. See, the goal, it's not to prove to yourself how miserable that you can make yourself be. The goal is to build a lifestyle that you can actually live and enjoy. So this is what Christian men should focus on instead. I've got a couple points for you, so go ahead and write these down, apply them to your life, and you will start losing weight. Point number 1, awareness before extremes. Start tracking what you eat. Be honest about your portions. Stop guessing and learn where your calories are actually coming from. This is the first step. If you make this step and you make it part of your life, you will start to lose weight because you'll be aware of what is going into your body. You can't change what you don't know. Ignorance is bliss, but that ignorance is making you fat. Again, I'm speaking to my older self. And because I listen to the same words that I'm proclaiming over you, I've lost the weight and I am happier than I've ever been in my entire life. Okay? Point number 1 is to make sure that you have awareness before extremes. Point number 2, build meals around protein. Protein's going to help you feel fuller. Protein supports your muscles. Protein makes a fat loss phase easier all the time. Point number 3, keep foods you enjoy in the plan. Instead of eliminating literally everything, learn moderation and still enjoy it. Have the dessert, but make it fit. Enjoy date night, but do not turn one meal into a whole weekend spiral. It happens, trust me. Got off the phone with one of my clients today. Literally said, yeah, I gained 5 pounds over the weekend because I splurged way too much at Mexican. Don't do it. Still enjoy it, but portion control still. Point number 4, focus on consistency, not perfection. A good plan you can follow beats a perfect plan that you're going to quit anyways. Missing one meal. Listen, missing one meal target does not ruin your progress. In the same way that eating one cookie doesn't make you fat, it's always eating the cookies that is going to make you fat. It's the same thing with your meal targets. One meal target missed isn't going to ruin your progress. All right? Okay? Yeah? Okay, cool. One bad choice does not mean a bad week. Just because Monday was bad does not mean that Friday is going to be bad. Just because your Friday was bad does not mean your upcoming Monday is going to be bad. Every single choice matters, but that choice does not have to dictate the rest of your day. If you wake up and you mess up and you have something with way too much calories in the morning, make up for it in the middle of the day or later that night. Point number 5, move your body regularly. You do not have to live in the gym to lose weight. Again, 80% of what you're going to be losing is going to be through your diet. But the rest, building muscle and stuff like that, increasing your BMR is going to come through lifting weights. You can go to the gym 3 times a week, working out anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. And if you have an intentional workout session with the right things in place, you can absolutely shred the weight off of you while also being intentional in the things that you eat. But again, you don't have to. You could simply walk more. Aim for at least 10,000 steps a day. If you have a job where you're sitting down all the time, like me, like for example, right now it's 7:24 at night. I've only got 3,280 steps out of my 10,000. You know what I do? I've got a walk pad. I got a little mini treadmill that I got from Amazon for about $100. Yes, it sounds expensive, but I'm willing to invest into my body because it's way more important. And I'd rather spend the $100 walking and doing that now than the thousands upon thousands of dollars of medical bills I'm going to have later on in the life because I'm the old guy that can't move. And my wife's going to have to push me around in a wheelchair, or someone's going to have to push me around in a wheelchair. No, I don't want to have a wheelchair. I don't want to have a cane. I don't want to have a walker. I want to be that guy. Like, I'm a die standing up. I want to be that guy. I want to be the 80-year-old that can outdo some of these 60, 50-year-olds because I stewarded this body well. You can help that by walking more, lifting weights, staying active. Do not overcomplicate exercise. Just simply move your body more regularly. Point number 6, let your faith shape your discipline. Pray about your habits. Ask God for self-control. It is a fruit of the Spirit. It shows that you have the Spirit of God in you by having self-control. What are the fruit of the Spirit? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. Stop separating your spiritual life from your physical life. And this is another video for another time, but man, if your spiritual life feels like you're hitting a ceiling and you're not taking care of your physical body, I believe it's because God will not bless you with more because the capacity of which you can hold on to, that extra momentum, that extra opportunity in the Lord is stopped because you're not stewarding the temple well. If the temple gets better, then He can bestow more into the temple. Your health journey can be an act of obedience and worship to God. So do it. And point number 7 is this. You have to address the fear. But won't I lose progress if I eat the foods that I love? This is a great opportunity to understand balance. Everything has to be balanced. Anyone that eats only one type of food for their entire life, unless that's what they like and love, is crazy. You have to have variety. You have to have things that you love and enjoy. You do not need a perfect diet to make progress. You need a repeatable system. You need a slice of pizza, but not the whole pizza. because that slice is not going to destroy your fat loss. A dessert does not ruin your goals. What hurts progress is turning one moment into a mindset of defeat continuously. It's not the treat that wrecks your progress. It's the spiral that follows if you're not able to handle that treat well. So enjoy your food, but use wisdom. Plan ahead. Make room for your meals, your snacks, your desserts, your drinks. Get right back on track whenever you mess up. I promise you, it will make a life of difference. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have made it this far, I would love if you would like, subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified whenever any of these new videos are coming out, to encourage you, men of God, in losing your fat on your body so that you can steward this temple well. And if you're a Christian man who wants to lose weight, build discipline, and honor God with your body without giving up the foods that you love, I want to help you, right? Maybe you just need some accountability, and coaching might be the next step for you. If that is you, then go ahead and comment the words temple in the description below, or excuse me, in the comments below. I'll reach out. We'll see if working together would be a good fit. And yeah, it'll be great. Either way, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. God bless, and I will see you guys in the next video.